He'd lied to her again. It was her fault for believing him in the first place, for trusting the slew of promises he never kept. He told her he loved her, told her he'd leave his wife for her so they could be together. Becca played the fool and believed him. She knew now that he never intended to stay with her, and as far as she was concerned, he wasn't capable of being faithful. Today was no different, and yet he called and she came running. She sat in her car, watching the gated house where he lived with her, trying to gather her frayed nerves. While she'd never been inside the 5,000-square-foot house, she knew it included a chef's kitchen, a vaulted back porch, and a 3-car garage. The apartment she shared with their son was less than 1,000 square feet. Robert paid for the majority of her expenses, but it was never quite enough, so she continued to work at the cafe and relied on his handouts and promises that he was going to leave his wife for her. She gripped the steering wheel and frowned. The reality was that she didn't care about the big house. She wasn't even sure she loved him anymore. She cared only about their son. Her son. She drew in a deep breath as the gates swung open slowly. Then she parked, got out of the car, and headed to the front door. It was strange that he'd asked her to the house. He'd never done that before. The closest she'd gotten was when she'd driven by one time. She'd wanted to know where he lived and spent his time when he wasn't with her. She felt guilty about their arrangement since the beginning, but Robert had swept in and given her the feeling of family she'd never had. Saying no seemed impossible until she realized that it was nothing more than a fairy tale that could never have a happy ending. Still, as much as she wanted to, she never found the courage to walk away. Until now. Today, all of that would change. No matter what he said, she was going to tell him that she was leaving him. She was tired of the tangled web she'd found herself in as the scorned mistress who could never show her face at his office or at one of his political fundraisers. She'd seen the coverage of him and Myra on the news last night, smiling into the camera as if they didn't have a care in the world. She had once believed that could be her standing next to him one day. His expression had told her otherwise. He would never give up his life for her. Becca put her hand on the brass doorknob, then stopped. Was she supposed to walk in or knock? She didn't have to answer the question because the door swung open. Robert's wife, Myra, stood in the doorway, a smile plastered on her face. Becca Lambert. It's nice to finally meet you in person, though I guess you weren't expecting me to be here. I don't understand. Becca studied the woman's pale blue pencil skirt, button-up white blouse, and matching jacket that likely cost more than what she earned in a month. How do you know me? I'm not near as clueless as Robert thinks I am. I'm the one who sent you the message from his phone. Well, his other phone, that is. She sneered. I thought we could talk.